Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the pre-market live show. It is Friday, February 21st. We're at the end of the work week. Next week's the end of February already. How crazy is that? And the heat map switched over. Microsoft is still up. That's a beauty. Nvidia, Google, Apple, and Amazon look a little flat. They are just jumping, like I said, flat, really. And Meta and Amazon are up. That UNH, that United Healthcare, that is way down. I don't know what's going on there, but it's down like $22. So we're going to keep an eye on that one. It could be getting, could bounce off. So we'll watch that and see what else is going on here. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. Here we go. Let's rock and roll through our Jolie's jumpers right here. ACON. Let's look at it. See what's going on with it this morning. She says it's popping. I know it was moving yesterday, and it looks like it is moving this morning. That was yesterday's date, not moving yet. 509 to 575, and it's up to 515. It was moving, and it still looks good today, so keep an eye on it. That CHSN, let's look at it. It took that big old dip yesterday, and I'm imagining that it's trying to bounce back up here. Let's see. It is the 21st, 48 to 39. It's at 40 now, so it ran up to 48 this morning, and holy cow, it got up to that 20 and then pulled all the way back there. So, wow, let me see that bad boy. CHSN, yeah. That's crazy. We'll see if it could get moving again today. It did run up this morning. These things do run up sometimes at 4 a.m. It's wild. CYCU, that's that big old dipper we were looking at, and we're just waiting to see when that bottom comes in, and we'll be perfect with that one. Come on, hop on here. CY, hold on. CYCU. Here we go. There it is. And yeah, nice dip right there. And that is today's date, and it's pulling back some more. It came down from 180 to 140. So we were looking at it yesterday. It took a nice dip, and it just keeps on coming down. We love it. So we'll keep an eye on that for that bottom. And CYD, this thing's popped up here. It's a Singapore company, and it is 2207 to 2440, but it did get moving the last few days, and just keep an eye on it. Could be a little momentum play today. It's up in the top, and it'll probably get topped out there, but it might run up some more. So keep an eye on CYD right there. FGEN, let's see what that's doing. Fibrogen, this looks like it was running up. Actually, it ran up in the top. It could be pulling back this morning. Yeah, it ran up yesterday, 58 to 103, and today it's at 66 and just kind of sitting there. We'll see how it opens up, but that did run up nice yesterday. And good old Holo, we were looking at this. It's up, I think, 30 cents this morning, and we knew this was going to run. It was on the top of the list yesterday, and we were talking about it. 161 to 164. I think it gapped up there. It closed at 151. So yeah, it definitely gapped up, and now it's at 149. So it's actually under where it opened up there. So it did run up there again. Sometimes you got to trade these bad boys at like 4 a.m. It's a crazy market right now. JTAI, here we go. This one had recently run up. It looks like it's just trying to base out again the setup. So I'll watch it today to see if it wants to have one of these nice run ups on a second time or a third time, really. So we'll keep an eye on that JTAI. It was moving. And KITT is Nauticus Robotics. And we were watching this. It's an aerospace and defense, and it was just pulling back there for a while. So let's see. It could be getting set up here, and it does look like yesterday was its bottom right there at 121, and this morning it's moving a little bit, 133 to 145. It's at 135 right now, so it did jump up to that 145. And keep an eye on KITT. It looks pretty good. And LTRY, that lottery one, remember this one had run way up there. It looks like it's going to try to curl back off the old MACD here and maybe try to run up. We'll see what it tries to do today. It's 210 to 217. It did pull back to 158. I don't see that. It does say 158, but it looks much better. They don't have the chart set up, so it is pulling back to that MACD. We'll see if lottery can hold itself up there. MLGO, we looked at this last night. It was way up there. It popped up and looking good, and it is way up. Remember, we were talking about it. Luis Rodriguez brought it up right at the end of the show there. I said, oh, yeah, keep an eye on that for a momentum play. And 292 to 435, it's at 322. So there you go with that one. That was a good find there. And then KLA, Nicola Corp or whatever. This thing's down, way down, and I think it probably bottomed out the other day, and it's going to get moving. So we'll keep an eye on this thing. NKLA. I think we're going to get rolling off the MACD. Let me just make sure today it wants to before we get into it, and then it could be a good one. And remember this REBN Reborn Coffee's popped up again and running into the top, so you might want to keep an eye on this as a momentum play today. 5.99 to 8.30. It's at 7.30 right now, so definitely looking pretty decent there with REBN and SOAR. Good old soar right here. It did pop up yesterday. Remember we were talking about it trying to soar up, and let's see if it wants to run some more. It did soar yesterday, 14 to 26. Wow, we were looking at that right there. And today it's at 18. It looks like came down to 16. It's at 17 right at the moment. We'll see if it can get moving again, but it did soar yesterday for us. And Sharps Technology, STSS, that also ran up yesterday, I believe. Yeah, it did. And we weren't even, I forgot to put it on the list, but it did run up yesterday. And this morning, 52 to 45, but it ran yesterday from 36 to 59 right there. And we were all over that one. And UPC, Universe Pharmaceuticals, this one's popping up here and looking pretty good this morning, I must say. UPC, let's see what it wants to do. 19 to 27. It's at 23. It's hitting that 20. So you know that it probably won't pop through at this point, but it did run up there. And WIMI, that hologram one, that's a China small capper. And this one popped up this morning real good. Remember, we were looking at this before, and it did finally run up yesterday and today, 103 to 120 yesterday. Closed at 115 today, 114 to 121. It's at 116, so not looking bad. And there you go. It's your Jolie's Jumpers. Thank you, Asian Jolie. Nice list right there. And let's take a look at our laptop lowdowns and see what they're up to. We already looked at the CYCU, and that was definitely on the list for laptop lowdowns. And it is a laptop lowdown. That's a beauty beating down right there. How about Logic Mark, LGMK? This one's basing out down here. I think this one's going to be a next weeker setup. And keep an eye on that today to see if it can start curling up. It'll bounce around as it's curling up anyway. So next week we'll have Logic Mark on here. And VLCN, it's just curling up right here, looking pretty good, I must say. So keep an eye on that. It's not doing anything today, but 102 to 95. It closed at 99. It's right there. It's getting curled up. So that's going to be a good one. RTC was moving a little bit this morning. Yep, it's up 5 cents. I saw that this morning already. And let's see what it's up to. It was 51 to 55. It's already back to 51. It was running this morning. I did see that early. And Grow, that Brasilia Potash one, it took that nice dip yesterday, and I'm telling you, just keep an eye on this thing, and we'll find the bottom on it, GRO, and it'll be a good one. So I've been watching. I don't know why it's not pulling up on the trend spider. There it goes. And here we go. Yeah, it's just going to try to make that base, and yesterday could have been its bottom there at that 275. It's at 278. I'll watch it today. It's just about the bottom out. It's another great one for next week. And TRNR, that one pulled back some more. It's under $1 now, so it ran up the other day and then took some huge dips. I don't know what's going on with this thing. And but yeah, it definitely ran up 137 to 242 briefly the other day, and now it's pulling back and trying to curl. It's made its first try, second time, so I guess it's setting up, doing that big old dip and rip look. And I guess we're going to have to wait for it to get curled up for the third time and get through like everything else. And that is the pattern right now. ENVB, Enveric Biosciences, is way down. It just actually curled through and took that big dip. I'd take a look at this thing for that dip and rip as well. It took a nice dip yesterday as it was hitting the line, and it came down to 126, 151 to 126. It closed at 141. And I would say keep an eye on ENVB today. That one could be a mover. And GNLN, I know we were looking at this Green Lane Holdings, and it's been pulling back here. And let's see if that was its bottom right there. GLNL. Hold on. There you go. And, oh, what am I doing? It's not even that. It's GNLN. That's what it is. Green Lane Holdings. And yeah, just pulling back, making that base. So that's going to be another one. This list will be a great one for next week, guys. And ANVS. That one's pulling back as well and way in the bottom. So some of these will be 100% runners for sure. And we'll see if that ANVS has bottomed out yesterday at that 209. It's at 221 right now. And we'll keep an eye on that one. And RSLS, let's see what that one's doing here. RSLS. Let's take a look at it and see. That's at Reshape Life Sciences. And yeah, it's way down there. That bottom was down here at 101, and it ran all the way up to 185. And right now it's at 119. So another great one for next week, RSLS. So there you go with your laptop lowdowns, but definitely a great list right there. And let's take a look and see what our spy and everybody's doing at this moment. So here we go. Let's take a quick look and see what's happening. Let me see. It's good old spy. Actually, let's see what the heat map looks like. And it's still pretty flat, but Microsoft, Google, Meta, Amazon are all green. Tesla's down. AVGO is down a little bit. Nvidia and Apple are kind of flat, maybe just down a hair. Walmart's still down. That UNH is way down. We're going to keep an eye on that big dip there this morning. And the rest of the market's a little bit flat there on a Friday, but that's all good. And let's take a look and see how they're looking here. The SPY and the USA lost in overtime last night. That was a great game, but they did lose that game, and there you go. The Canadians won the championship. So if you guys were watching that, it did go into overtime. And here we go. Our SPY's at 610.50, and it's up 12 cents right here. Let's see what it can do. It's just a little bit flat. It did take that nice dip yesterday, so, and it's definitely staying above the MACD. So whether it pulls back today or not, it's not going through. So I think we'll be in good shape right there. And like I was saying, the other ones are up a little bit. Apple appears to be down 31 cents. It looks like just kind of flat at the moment, I would say. Let me see, 245.37. It's just in the 245s right now. It's not really even doing anything. AAPL. So yeah, it's just kind of sitting tight, and we'll see which way it wants to move. Amazon was pulling back. That's actually up a little bit, which is good. Maybe yesterday was its bottom right there. We're definitely watching for that one because that's going to be a nice pop back upper. And yeah, yesterday it bottomed out at 221. Right now it's at 223, and I think that one might be bottomed out, but we'll keep an eye on it on a Friday and make sure. And Google was another one that was going to start setting up here, and I think Google's going to be looking good. It's up a hair this morning, and it is looking much better. And I think that bottom was down there at that 183. We're at 187 right now, so 187.03. And that is Google looking much better. And good old Meta was pulling back. It's like I said, let's see if it gets caught up on that 20 right there. It came under it a little bit, but it is kind of sticking itself. And I think it might have to stop there because if not, it's going to really take a dip. And I don't think Meta wanted to go down that far. It was pretty bullish. I doubt it wanted to come down to like 640s. It's in the 690s from like almost 750. So it took a nice enough dip, I think. We'll keep an eye on it. Maybe it'll stair step down a little bit. So it's not going to pop up, I don't think, immediately. Microsoft's running up $1.30 right there, and that's the one we liked to be running up right now. And there you go. It's running up, hitting that 20. It could well get through it right now and get popping some more today. So keep an eye on it. 416 to 417, and it's at 417.47. Yesterday it ran up to that 419 area. So we'll keep an eye. If it can break through there, it's running. It is a Friday, so be careful and keep an eye on Microsoft. You just never know how they're all going to open up on Monday morning. And Nvidia is up 4 cents. It's more just flat than anything. And their earnings are at the end of the month, which are next Wednesday, their earnings are. So we'll just keep an eye on Nvidia. It's ran up, and we'll watch that bad boy to see what it wants to do. And, of course, Tesla was down $1.51, and it's just getting set up, guys. It's that, the next time it's hitting the MACD, pulling back for the next time. It's going to follow the same pattern everything else is, and that's just the way it's working right now. So Tesla's going to have to pull back. AMC's a little bit flat at the moment, and that Unity went nutty. I mean, it went crazy yesterday, and it's still up. Remember, we were saying watch it for a momentum play this morning, and it did get up in the top, 27.88 to 28.60, and it did pop off hard off them off them earnings. I didn't expect it to do that, but it did. We did look at it for that momentum play this morning, and it did do that. So there you go. If you got up early and played that one, you were in for Unity. And good old GameStop was looking pretty good yesterday, and it's hitting that resistance up there, just a little bit flat at that 2707 area. And we'll see what GameStop wants to do. And Chewy was pulling back. That looks a little bit flat this morning, and that looks like it could be pulling back here. So we'll keep an eye on Chewy. But yeah, GameStop's looking pretty decent. And AVGO, that was pulling back. Yeah, it's still pulling back, that Broadcom. So they ran up pretty good before everybody, and now it's pulling back. MU is curling up a little bit right there. Not looking bad, up about 15 cents or so. So that is looking pretty good. And TSM is up right now. And I think that's another one that's going to be getting set up. We were watching for that bottom, and I think you might have had it yesterday at that 197 area. So TSM looking better at that 201 area. So keep an eye on that one as well. And good old SMCI. That one is, if I type it in right, we'll get there. Here we go. SMCI, it was up $1 and it's at 60.27. It's still in the top, guys. And that was a beauty. We smashed that one. AMD is up and it's not looking bad. I think AMD is going to try to get curled up and running as well. So keep your eye on AMD for a nice little pop up here. See if it could get cruising. And Qualcomm, let's see what that one's doing this morning. It was like, it's just running that line. I think it's going to pull back a little bit and it is down. And again, I think you're going to have it cross through the MACD. It might have to pull back some lights trying to do it like everything else. And Intel is up 38 cents, hit that resistance the other day, and it's just sitting at the top. I don't know if it's getting back in there, so you have to keep an eye on that. Good old Snow is up 3 cents, and we'll keep an eye on this. I'm telling you, it's getting set up. I think yesterday was a really good dip opportunity there. And that PLTR, let's see what Palantir is doing right here. And it is at 107. So it came under 100 yesterday, and it's already trying to crawl back up. So keep an eye on it. It might crawl right back up. And Sophie's not looking too bad right there. How about MicroStrategy? Let's see. It's up $1.54, and I'm telling you, crypto's looking much better. As a matter of fact, let's just jump into crypto and see what it's doing. Let me see what we're looking at because Bitcoin is at 98,700. So that's a big jump up right there. Ethereum 2796 and Ripple at 266. And let's see, Solana 177, so that's jumping up there. Cardano's at 79, just about 80 cents, I would say. And let's see what else. Chainlink 1864, so that's moving up. And Doge is at 25, so not looking bad, right? Stock Cube, our crypto cube right there. And let's take a look and see what our charts look like on crypto real quick. Let me hop in here and just take a quick look. Like I said, Bitcoin at 98,000, almost 800 right now. So 98,795, and it's right up there. And let's see, it does want to get cruising. It's hitting that 50 right now. Like I was telling you guys, it was going to get jumped up onto that 50 and get cruising. And here we go. Like I've been telling you, it's looking really, really good. And I don't know what's going on, but it looks like something's going on here. So Ethereum's at 2,799, and that one's looking really good, like I've been telling you. And it's going to start really running up here. So Ethereum looking good. Solana's back to 177. I don't even think Solana looks that great at the moment just yet. I think it still needs to get set up here. Huge dip on it. I mean, great buying opportunity, and it will get run up. It's just not exactly ready after all that scam stuff and the stuff that happened. It will be fine, and you can see it's going to get cruising, guys. So all these the meme coins run on there. It just like I was saying last night, the dust has to settle, and we already know which ones are going to be good. They will get back to running. It just won't be these fly-by scams anymore. And we talked about that, so we don't have to talk about it now. Solana at 177. Cardano's at about 80 cents. Looking really good, guys. So keep an eye on Cardano because that one's moving up. Doge is at 25, and that one was looking good last night. Let's see what it looks like now. And Doge is looking pretty good. That's going to roll up as well. So keep your eye on Doge and Chainlink 1867. Let's look at it and see what it's doing right here. Chainlink is looking good to get rolling, guys. So keep an eye on Chainlink. I think that one's a good one too. A good opportunity right there. And yeah, I would say Ripple at 265 right here. And let's see if it's going to get ripping because it is. Oh, it's sitting right on that 50, ready to get ripping, guys. So keep your eyes on Ripple as well. And we'll look at Bonk. I know it was way down at the bottom there, and it's going to start moving up. So if you want to find another one, I mean, a lot of them are down, but Bonk is way down there and looking pretty good to get cruising. So you can keep an eye on Bonk as well because that one's not looking bad. And there you go. And you know what else was up this morning? I already saw was the ETF 500. It is up at 009118, and that was up a little bit higher even this morning. And yeah, that one's looking great, guys. So I'm telling you, if you're not in under a penny, you saw I've been buying more. I'm telling you, I got a lot. And yeah, I feel like in the summertime it's going to be worth something, and we'll be locking in some wild profits right there. So there you go at our crypto, our big caps, our SPY, and our Jolie's jumpers, our laptop lowdowns. And let me see what you guys want to see. TTD. Trade Desk Inc. Whoa, that one's a good one, huh? Luis Rodriguez down there probably bottomed out yesterday, up 58 cents right here. So let's keep an eye on that one right there. TTD it is. Yeah, that one's looking good. The Trade Desk, not even familiar with that one. How about UPS? What's that doing? That's up like 5 cents, not looking bad. We've been looking at it's a little flat this morning. Elf is up 58 cents, and that one's getting crawled up, looking really good right there. And LMT up $1.62, and that one's going to try to get cruise. Although, honestly, guys, it's hitting that MACD. You might just want to wait to see it. It could just not pull back hard, just go a little bit flat, maybe pull back a little bit and then get rocking and rolling. SMCI is the best performing S&P 500 stock in 2000. Oh, you're saying it will be? I'm telling you, that thing is a beast right now, and I won't disagree with that. To be honest, SMCI, it is a monster. It looks like it wants to run up even higher into the top at the moment, and even when it pulls back, it's only coming down to that 50. So when we got it in this 27 range, when we knew it was bottomed out there at that 2571, we knew it was bottomed out. And this is what we've been doing nonstop, just finding that bottom. You might not catch the exact bottom, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying everyone bought it there, but we knew where it was, and the very next day you basically are safe to get in. And that bottom there on that next day was 2735, and it hasn't looked back since, and now it's in the 60s, and we do it with almost every single one of them. So some small caps, penny stocks, it doesn't matter. And so yeah, it's a lot of fun, and just lock in those profits as they go up. You don't know how high they're going to go sometimes. We knew this one was going to continue to run because it's a big cap, but the small caps, I'm telling you, just have to lock them in there. They are just crazy. Let's see. That's CHSN. It is at 42 cents right now. It ran up this morning after dipped down yesterday. So let's see what it can do. It is up, it says, at 42. And CHSN, just keep an eye on that thing, because if it can get back up over this like about 50, we'll even say there, like 53, 52 area, it's going to get popping. So keep an eye on that. It's a China small cap. What's that clue up to? I didn't even look at it. And that thing's just running that bottom, but I'm telling you, this one is hitting the line right now. It's about to hit the line. So keep an eye on that clue, because that one could just get cruising as well. And let's see what's going on the scanners here. If anything grabs my attention, that UPC MLGO we talked about last night. Luis Rodriguez mentioned it right before the end of the show. And we were saying momentum play, it's up over 100%, 171. It's up $1.97 right now. So that one, there you go. And NAAS, that one popped up. How about that LICN? That one's moving right there this morning, I believe. Yeah, it's up a little bit, and it does look like it wants to run up. We were all over that one early. ADTX, that one's up again. Let's see if it wants to get cruising again. And ADTX is looking much better again, so keep an eye on it. And again, you play them big pop ups and then you play it if it looks good again. It is looking good. So if you like ADTX, check it out. Holo's up, we knew that. And B Hat was setting up, it's down just a tiny bit. CYCU, we're definitely watching right there. And let's see, that DGLY is just a little flat. MNDR, that mobile health network, it jumped up yesterday down a little bit, but TANH isn't looking too bad right here. Let me see that TON. I think that's going to be a setup. It's starting to try to move, and that's a China small cap one we've looked at. So keep an eye on that TANH. And let's see what else is moving right here. Them RGTIs, I'll look at them. They're looking a little bit better, like I was saying. Let me see what else is going on over here on the scanner. Let's see. Everything we just looked at, and there's a big dip. ASBP, that's a nice dip right there. So we'll watch that one. Keep an eye on that thing. Aspire Biopharma. It took a monstrous dip. And this morning it looks like it is trying to 528 to 611. It's at $6. So yeah, let's keep an eye on that. ASBP. Let me write that down. ASBP, definitely a nice one from the bottom. That's where we like to hit them from. And CYD way up there. And that is a running up. It's a China or Singapore company, and that's not a whole lot popping up for the scanner this morning. I'll say that. S&P 500 futures are a little changed after Thursday's sell-off on Wall Street. It doesn't look like anything's really doing a whole lot. And Walmart clips Wall Street. Yeah, Amazon took over Walmart as like the most profitable company or something per quarter, something like that yesterday. And Walmart did dip down, and we'll obviously watch it because it is going to be bullish and go up, but they did get smacked down right there. I forget exactly what happened, but something did happen where Amazon beat out their earnings for like the first time or so. I don't know exactly what it was. Anyway, so yeah, that did happen there. And let's see what else was going on here. Walmart. Nvidia earnings no longer make or break for the market. That is true. Remember, everything, the whole market was hung up on. Remember how, and we pointed this out during the last administration, how messed up the market was. And then, Nvidia, it just held up the entire market for like an entire year. If it wasn't for Nvidia, the thing would have never been there. And again, it would have never run another 4 years the way it was running. It would have been impossible. Look how these are running now, guys, and look what we're doing. So you can see the difference real easily. And I pointed it out a million times. So I know the listeners that have been listening for a while, they definitely know exactly what I'm saying. And yeah, it's a totally different market in the way the chart should run. They're a little bit slow right now, but they are running. So here we go, in that ABA or that BABA Alibaba or whatever boost China's tech optimism because that was way up. And let's see, futures edge up as Hong Kong stocks rally. Let me see what's going on the stock twits real quick. We'll see what's trending over here. That's Celius, that's CELH it is. That one, Celius Holdings, that's way up. Remember, we've been looking at this thing. They had earnings, I guess, yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. And they were red. I don't even understand, but it popped way up. It's like $8. It's up over $8 this morning. And that is at CELH. I guess it ran up in the after hours yesterday. It opened at 26 and got to 36, and then this morning 34.49 to 34.58, and it's at 34.26. So it did pop up in the after hours. And like I said, it's already, I do not understand the earnings at all. It's just the craziest thing to me. Rivian is down. And again, we looked at that, and I don't think their earnings were very good, or didn't they lose their earnings were green and it's still down. But I did read, I thought they lost like bunch of money from the government. I don't know. You know how much I know the news. And anyway, it's down. DJT, we were just saying it was trying to get set up. I'm telling you, this thing is, it did that one try to curl. It's going to follow the same thing. Yesterday could have been its bottom, though. I'll tell you that. 26.91 is probably its bottom. So we will look for this to try to crawl up. Let's look at fun real quick. PHUN, and that's just flat, but getting ready to get moving, and that's going to be fun. I'm telling you, you can tell that's going to get set up. That XYZ is Block Inc. And I didn't realize it the other day, and it is way down. Remember, we were looking at this thing, and they had earnings, and it looks red. They had earnings yesterday. This thing took a big dip, and we'll definitely keep an eye on that because that could get set up pretty soon. And let's see that UNH. I talked about it first thing this morning. It is way down there, like $41. I don't know what's going on there, but it took a beating. The DOJ launches probe into Medicare billing practices at United Health. There you go. That'll do it. And we all know all that shit's fraud. And it's so nice that these guys, Elon and Trump are in there with Doge and they're cleaning this mess up. The amount of money is just astronomically insane what's going on. And people bitching about them cutting the staff. All that staff shouldn't even be there. I mean, you got Fortune 500 company, $1 billion companies that can run with like three people and some AI. What we just keep hiring people because no one works and everyone just steals money, and then they hire all their relatives. It's insane what goes on. I'm telling you, government was the most corrupt thing, and I'm so glad it's getting housed. It's getting cleaned up completely. It's a beautiful thing. It's awesome. I love it. Again, guys, I worked in it for my entire life. I know exactly how it operates. I promise you. And I've explained it to you. And before all this was going down, I have definitely talked about all this spending and all this crap to you guys. I've explained it all firsthand, exactly what I've seen, and now you see it federally too. I've watched it locally all the time. And so yeah, I know exactly what goes on. It's insane, and it's so nice to see it finally getting cleaned up. That cold KOLD still pulling back there. We'll see if it can get moving. I don't know if it can. It's that Boyle and Calder right at them two spots. How the yin and the yang were. We knew they were running up, but Boyle does look like it wants to run back up into the top. So I'll keep an eye on them bad boys today. And that Unity's way up. And INOD, this one, InnoData, this one had pulled back yesterday, but it looks like it's trying to run back up into the top. So keep an eye on that thing right there. And let me see what else. PBM, let's see what that's up to real quick. PBM. Oh yeah, we've looked at this one. That this one's been on the laptop lowdown. It bottomed out down there at that 116. It's at 136. It's just a little bit flat right there. PBM. Let me see. I mean, it's trying to stair step itself. It's way up. Like I said, that bottom is right around there at 116. Your 20's up here at 144. So you got to get up there. So you're at 136 to there. And that's what you're looking at for PBM right there. And let me see what else is going on. Yeah, there's really not a whole lot popping up this morning. I'm not gonna lie. It is a Friday right there, and so we will keep an eye on things, and I'll keep you guys posted. But I think we basically covered everything real quick right there. And let me just see if anything changed in the market. I don't think so. Our Microsoft is up. That's what we wanted to see. The SPY is up, looking pretty good, and actually, it does look like it kind of wants to curl up today. But you know, it changes so much between 7 a.m. and 9:30, and then by 10:30, it's like a complete. Like I say, you have like multiple different markets going on. That's why these charts have to be set up now because you have a whole 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. market that rolls, and it's almost like it's only 3 hours. Them 3 hours are just insane, and then you have we come on at 7, things start opening up like a normal market, and then it runs up till 9:30. That's like your pre-market right there, and then your 9:30 you have your regular market starting, and then things run there, and then you completely have an after hours that runs until like 8 p.m. just nonstop, and then you have over hours overnight trading. So yeah, the market has just changed completely. Like it's insane what goes on now. So it has to run basically 24/7. If it doesn't, you're not going to be able to see accurate charting. And Microsoft is up $1.46 right now to 417. So that's looking really good right there, guys. It is hitting that 20. See if it can bust through that resistance at like 418 right there. And that will be really good. So there you go. I would say that's basically everything. And let me take a look. Um, let's see, make sure we got everything. Boom, ba boom, ba boom. Let me just see what that says real quick. An article. Oh, yeah, Clinton. Yeah, he slashed. Oh, remember? Yeah, when Clinton came in, I read this article actually. I don't know if it was this one, Luis Rodriguez, but I did read an article about this not long ago. That Clinton came in and he slashed the like just like went like crazy slashing through federal workers and changing things around. And remember, he was one of the better presidents. People always loved him. So for the most part, besides Monica Lewinsky. And so, yeah, he did pretty well in office. And yeah, he did the same thing. He had a hiring freeze and buyouts for government employees. He reduced things. And he was doing the same shit back then in the 90s. So I don't know why. Again, it's all politics and nonsense. It depends on what you listen to. I know you guys pay attention to what I say. And I just tell you the way it really works. We don't sugarcoat anything around here. That's for damn sure. There's no reason to. We're not no bullshit media getting paid by the government like they were. And you can see all these celebrities, they were getting paid off. Everybody was just getting paid off on our dime. Like we're over here working our asses off going, why is the money constantly never going? Like, why does it never get better for anybody? And here's your reasons. I mean, money was just getting funneled everywhere into their pockets. And we've talked about it a million times, so it's no surprise. But it is a surprise, but it's not really. I mean, I don't think any of us are surprised, but it needed to actually be addressed and come out, and it finally has. And yeah, we got to see what goes on when they find look for them gold bars. That's going to be amazing when they do that. So I'm looking forward to that one too. And yeah, it's just what's going on in the world, in our country, and in our markets. And like I said, crypto is getting rolling, guys. So keep your eye on that. Even that ETF 500 looking great this morning, and it will be big, I'm telling you. And then the rest of the market's looking good. And UNH, it's way down, and they're getting probed by the DOJ, and that's great too. And so we'll even watch that one for a bottom popper right there. And everything else we already know. And that MLGO is up like 170%. And great find there, Luis Rodriguez last night. I mean, right at the end of the show last night, just was like, yo, check that out. And that was like, yeah, that's going to be a momentum runner. Definitely keep an eye on that in the morning. And there you go. That one popped up really good. And that metals company did come down now the top. It wasn't the top TMC. So that does look like it's going to be pulling back here. We were looking to see if it would stop in the top or try to pop back up, but it's not. And it is pulling back there. I'm telling you, once they get up into that top, if they start pulling back at all, like really getting pulled back, they'll just come back down. And you can I'm starting to kind of tell. I hope this pattern lasts because you can tell we're really nailing them. I mean, the bottom's perfectly running them up, knowing when they're topping out, and you just got to play them safe. You don't have to hit the tops and bottoms exactly. We identified a bottom, and we know when it's going up. You just got to get in it when it's going up. That's the main thing. You don't want to be jumping in early while it's pulling back because it's not fun. You don't mind getting in when you already know it bottomed out, and you get in a little higher. That's perfectly fine. It's going up, and you're safe. I mean, you're pretty much safe that day, and the next day it goes up, and then it keeps going. So that's the way we keep playing them, and we'll keep doing it that way. Find the best opportunities. I think we've been doing a good job with that, with like Microsoft and them guys. You have your ELF popping up, LMT. I mean, we've been nailing them, guys. So it's just going to get better and better. And the charts, like I said, they're setting up perfect. We can see them what everything's doing, and it makes it easy. So here we go. Let's just keep locking in profits and crushing the markets. And like I said, crypto is going to get rolling everything. And I think it's going to be a booming next couple months. And then you're going to see that pullback. I think we might have a crazy summer, and then you'll start to get that pullback happen. So it just had to get set up, guys. I mean, they got in office and just started slashing everything, and I told you it would pull back when they started cutting things. They're cutting people's jobs, but in a good way. I'm not going to lie. You don't want to see people get their jobs, lose their jobs. These are jobs that we're paying for that should have never been there. So in the first place, so they Elon knows what the hell he's doing. He knows how to run a business, and the country is essentially a business that needs to run the correct way. You can't be what business can operate where everybody's putting money in their pockets. Nothing except for the government that they can keep printing money and stealing tax money from people. It's the only way it worked, and they figured it out, and they were taking advantage of us. So there you go. And now it's nice to see it's not happening. Microsoft's still up. Meta, Amazon still looking good. And there you go with the market. And I'll keep you guys posted if I see anything. If you guys see anything, let me know. And yeah, enjoy your Friday. Obviously, trade smart and lock in your profits. And all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice. Always do your due diligence. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Laptop Travel, Asian Jolie for your list. And Green Thumbs, Jay Kratz, Louis Rodriguez, East Coast Beach Girl, Barbara, and Dusty, OBI, Bright, Bong Pri Chan there, Tobias, Robert, Sinai, Buddy, and VIPS. And who is that? The Ghetto Stoke. Is that what it says? The Ghetto Stoic. There you go. I like it. And Dark Horse, Lloyd Sense, and Kyle. How are you guys this morning? Have a great day, everybody. Enjoy your Friday. Lock in your profits. Trade smart. And goodbye. Good luck. See you later. And have a great day, everybody. I'll catch you later.